Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it.
Surveys of domestic motorists show no more than 30% of them have heard about the existence of eco mode in the car. However, only about half of them have a correct substantive concept of what it is. That is, there is a clear information gap in knowledge, which this material aims to fill. It answers two key groups of fundamental questions, namely the essence of the eco-regime and its pros and cons, as well as its risks. Therefore, familiarization with this article will definitely equip many of our readers' drivers with important information that will be useful to them in practice. What is the eco mode system in a car? So, we should start familiarizing ourselves with what eco mode in a car is. The essence of this concept is very accurately revealed by the name itself. In the persistent pursuit of fuel economy, the price of which is steadily increasing, car manufacturers have introduced an ecological format of car movement. It is a priori considered to be the most economical. At the current stage of car development, almost every model has such a system, except, perhaps, some budget ones. If we take into account the frontal parameters of this term, it, in general, really meets the name, giving certain ecological and economic preferences during driving. However, the innovators try not to talk about the reverse side of this coin, i.e., they simply mislead car owners, concealing very valuable information from them. It consists in the fact that this mode of transportation, it is defined by the term eco mode, represents a considerable danger for a number of aggregates and units of the car, features and functions. At this stage of familiarization, it is necessary to understand how the car moves in the eco mode format. What is included in these functions? If it is set for execution, the onboard computer of the car, performing the task, tries to minimize fuel consumption at any cost. This can be done, for example, by keeping the engine's speed approximately in the idle range. At the same time, the automatic transmission simultaneously engages a high gear. Such a discrepancy leads to a sharp drop in the dynamics of the car. Read also, causes of turbo yoke and ways to eliminate it. It turns out an interesting picture. On the one hand, to perform this or that maneuver at speed is not possible due to the low number of revolutions. On the other hand, due to the latter factor, a certain fuel economy is still achieved. It would seem, what else? But the whole problem is that the engine, constantly working almost at idle speed, is subject, as is known, to increased and premature wear. The parts of the cylinder piston group are especially affected. At such way of driving, the motor with a high probability can simply fail, and expenses for its overhaul can be much more than saving on fuel. The automatic transmission will also suffer. Reduced mixture. It is a common belief among motorists that if you reduce the fuel concentration, it will improve fuel economy and reduce power. A leaner mixture does indeed improve fuel economy. The engine usually performs the function of leaning the mixture itself by adjusting the transition at which the injector is open. The longer this period is, the more enriched the mixture becomes. But in the eco mode, everything is turned, literally, upside down. So, this period is forcibly shortened. The conclusion is unambiguous. If you drive on a depleted mixture, you will lose traction at low speeds. Elastic gas pedal. It is well known that a sharply opened throttle will result in increased fuel consumption. In addition, modern cars use the so-called electronic gas pedal. These 2 points are important to understand the essence of the term elastic gas pedal. The whole trick is that the use of eco mode allows to perceive a sharp pressure on the gas pedal of the car as a smooth one. In other words, the gas pedal becomes elastic, and there is no need to make sure that it is pressed smoothly every time. This is one of the main advantages of eco mode, which allows for considerable fuel savings. Read also, why they put planks on the wheels of cars in Asia, and what they are for a quick method to disable this mode. And now about how to quickly disable this mode of the eco mode. Managing the eco option, automakers recommend pressing the corresponding button, and there is an undeniable logic in this. Although experts and experienced drivers suggest that there is an alternative way. If you have pressed the gas to the maximum, the option will be turned off for some time. You can return the option to the on state if you release the gas pedal completely. It should also be noted that such options do not work if the option was not initially enabled from the button. Recommendations when driving in Eco mode. The use of Eco mode in the car, of course, requires from the driver not only practical skill, but also certain knowledge about how to use it optimally when driving. There are a number of recommendations that need to be recalled. The highest gear. In Eco mode, it is better to use it if the speed of the car is even, and also when it is slightly exceeded. RPM. When the number of revolutions has dropped to 1,000 per minute, it is advisable to downshift. When the number of revolutions is 2,400 for gasoline models or 2,000 for diesel models, it is advised to switch to an overdrive gear. The speed should be kept under control at all times. Suitable for whom? If you integrate the huge range of advice and recommendations, including from those who use it in practice, the key conclusion is the following. This Eco mode is perfect for those for whom the car is not a luxury, but a means of transportation. That is, those who need a car for all occasions, including work, fishing, family vacations, etc. And here, Shumakaram, lovers of high speeds, it is best not to buy such cars, as they will obviously disappoint with the lack of great comfort when traveling outside the city, as well as far from space dynamics. We wish you not to be mistaken in your choice. In conclusion, utilizing the Eco mode in your car can significantly enhance fuel efficiency and reduce emissions, contributing to a more sustainable driving experience. By understanding when and how to engage this feature, you can not only save money at the pump, but also play your part in protecting the environment. Remember to combine Eco mode with smooth driving habits for the best results. Thank you for watching, and drive smart for a greener future.